Well, the charisma was always there. It's my understanding that you and classmate Jenny Stovall were voted most popular at Person High School back in the day. Is that right?
Yeah, most popular. I'm not sure. I think we were voted something. That's for sure.
And you know, the love of music has been no surprise to anybody that really knew you well back in the day.
Yeah.
Some people say you got your voice from your father, Ray Scott Sr. He's a well-known gospel singer in our area, and the musical gift runs throughout your family. You got a brother and his daughters that sing, so that's been with you for a while.
Yeah, my dad, he's singing a lot of gospel now in church and whatnot. When I was a little kid, he sang a lot of country music as well around here. So I definitely get that honest, and I come from a family of musical people, thank goodness, and that's sort of what gave me the bug, I think, when I was a little kid. And,
Now, one thing that may have caught some of your classmates a little off guard, I have some insider information that you were kind of in the preppy crowd when you went to high school. You had the plaid shorts and the polo shirts, and they weren't surprised you maybe become a singer, but the country music part caught them off guard a little bit.
Well, you know what, I think, I guess as far as that goes, the preppy thing goes, I just kind of fell in with the crowd back then, you know what I mean? But I think I always wanted to sing. I think when I started writing songs, I realized after playing rock and roll for the first 2 or 3 years of that whole thing, I realized that my writing sensibilities leaned way more towards country, and I also learned that my voice was a whole lot more suited for it as well. So, as a matter of fact, my dad, I was playing him some early rock and roll songs years ago, and he told me, he said, you know, that's pretty good. He said, but you'll come back around the country one of these days, and unfortunately, he was right.
Ray, a lot of folks have said something had been missing from country music for a long time. Honest, authentic lyrics delivered by a real storyteller. And heaven forbid, maybe even a sad song that makes you want to cry on your beer. And a lot of folks have said you've stepped up and filled a lot of that void.
Well, I think definitely I fill that void maybe for some, and it's not because it's something I set out to do. It's something that I think I was just built to do, and I've done it through a lot of hardship. You know, I mean, I had a major label deal 10 years ago, and I've kind of I did fairly well with that, but I went independent not long after that. It's because I've always stuck to my guns and done just that, you know. That's the kind of country music that I grew up on, the honest, real stuff about real life, and that's what I prefer to do. And I know there are a lot of people out there that really like that still, and there's a little less to choose from maybe on the radio these days of that kind of thing. So, you know, I mean, I guess I just sort of became that guy because that's who I am, and I just don't like to change it up too much.
I was going to say, you know, you've had a lot of really big hits. In fact, in the UK, you had one song, from what I understand, that was their album or song of the year for a country music song. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're very famous, but you always seem to come back to your roots. Does that come back to growing up here in the Caswell and Person County area?
I think it does. I mean, I think growing up in a small town values. I mean, this is always going to be my home, you know. And as far as the success goes, you know, I mean, you go where. You basically follow that, you know. I mean, Europeans really like traditional country music. They like storytellers, and so I've been lucky enough to have 4 number ones over there. And like you say, the song of the year in 2014 on one chart, but I love coming back home after a lot of satellite radio success in the States the last few years. It's been a good turn for me here. As an independent artist, it's a rare thing, and so I've been blessed as far as that goes.
How does it feel to be back home? You know, we're going to have a lot of your family here tonight, I'm sure, a lot of your friends, maybe some of the folks you went to high school with, grew up with, that some of you maybe haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Is that starting to settle in your mind?
It is. It feels great to be back home, for one thing. I mean, I don't get back more than a couple of times a year, and it's usually for holidays and whatnot, and I don't see a lot of people necessarily. If it weren't for Facebook, I probably wouldn't have talked to anybody for years, to be honest. But no, I'm excited to be here. I know of a handful, at least, of old friends that have said they're going to be out here tonight, and that's exciting. It's going to be nostalgic and probably pretty emotional for me.
Well, from all of us at Strutmasters and all the charities involved tonight, our event's going to help a lot of kids. and we knew you grew up as a young man here in the area. Talk about that a little bit about helping those kids in need.
Well, helping kids in need. I mean, I learned years ago, being kind of having this platform enables you to sort of be philanthropic, if you can be, and I've been lucky enough to be involved. I've been involved with St. Jude's, for instance, for a number of years off and on, and some military stuff, veterans, and I've always taken the time to be involved in those things because I think it's important, and so it's great to be involved with this. It's an honor to be asked to be here, and I hope we have a great turnout, and I hope we raise some money.
Final question. If you had not turned out to be a very successful singer-songwriter, what do you think your second career choice would have been?
Oh gosh, my second career choice. My plan going to Nashville years ago was that it wasn't going to be a plan B, so I didn't pay it a lot of mind. I just said this is what I'm here to do, and that's it. But I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be fun to be a voiceover artist, to be like the voice for a cartoon character or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I've also got a huge passion for motorcycles, so I may be involved in that field in one way or another. But yeah, that's it.